welcome back to some Blood Crest Manor content. Today I have a very interesting pair of dolls for you. But these aren't just any old ordinary dolls. These two are animatronic dolls, and they're very, very old animatronic dolls. These were probably never meant for wholesale. I might be wrong on that, but I don't think they were. I think these were more of like for a toy store. Like they sat in the window and they just kind of did their own little thing, moving back and forth. They don't have a ton of motion, but you can tell that the components inside was really built well and built to last. So I'm amazed that they've lasted as long as they have, looking as good as they do. I ended up getting a call from one of my sources in the area that I do yard sales with, and he got a hold of them, and when he saw them, he thought it'd be perfect for something for me to look at. So while I was over there, I got a hold of these for 20 bucks. Both of them together, $20. And I was very happy with that price. Very happy. I love how they look. I love how they just seem to just stare blankly like a doll, but yet they have that little bit of motion. I'll be showing you the demos here in just a moment. But so the plan for these is to go ahead, creepify them out as good as we can, and we're going to be putting them into the doll room in a special way. Now, as you see them here, this is how I bought them. I've not changed them one bit since I've gotten them. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a dress for this one out of some creepy cloth, and I'm going to be dyeing this one's dress black. And doing that will keep this one as original as possible, but also give it that darker appeal so that we can use it more easily. So without further ado, everyone, let's go ahead and plug these two dolls in so you can see their demos. Ooh. Alright everyone, so we've come to the first snag here, and we haven't even got the dress off yet. So, this Velcro strip, somebody actually glued it in. I don't know if you can see it or not. I doubt it. You can kind of see it there. Someone went up the entirety of the Velcro here and glued it together. Velcro probably gave out and they just decided that'd be the cheapest way to do it. That's probably what happened to that one too, now that I think about it. But alright, so we're going to go ahead and resort to cutting this off instead. So be right back. Alright everyone, so it wasn't the easiest thing in the world, but I was able to get the dress off. Now I had to cut the dress off going up the back once, and I tried to get it off the arms and I couldn't get it off both of them at the same time. So I went ahead and cut up one of the sleeves as well. Just cut it right down like a middle seam. This way I'm hoping I can just come in, do a little simple stitch, work to it. I'm not the best sewer in the world, but I'm hoping I can sew a little bit of this back onto the doll. Now, the doll itself is in pretty good shape. Alright everyone, so this is the doll after I was able to get the dress off. As you can see, the foam work on her is very much degraded and old. That was what was holding up the sleeves, and I just could not get it off without tearing her up. So I decided to tear up the dress instead. But I think I'll be able to fix it. Alright everyone, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get on to dyeing that dress. Alright everyone, so now that the dress is off and we are ready to dye it, we're going to go ahead and get to that step. Now I also have some of this fabric right here. It's just see-through fabric. I'm going to be trying to make a veil out of it for the other doll, and possibly the one that is the owner of this dress. But so to do that, we're going to be using some of this. It's called RIT, if I'm not mistaken, and this is just simple black. And it's going to take about half this container in a pot like this, about 2/3 of a cup of vinegar, and a shot of dish detergent. Now I'm not being exact with my measurements like it suggests to do on the back of this bottle, but I think that everything is pretty much equaled out to how it should be. But all right, everyone, so once the water gets hot enough, we'll get down to it, and I'll show you how it works. All right, everyone, so the water is now at a pretty good simmering temperature. It ain't boiling, but yet it's still very warm. In fact, I might make it a little bit warmer as we go, but we'll play it by ear. This guy's sitting here and be tossed for like 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw our vinegar in. Throw in half our container. I'll shake it first just to be sure, but I doubt it needs it. Always be safe with things like this. You always want to shake it. We're not looking for nothing exact. That should be good. If it looks like it needs more isn't doing it, then we'll do it. And now that we got that in there, we'll go ahead and throw our shot of laundry detergent, and we'll just get this nice and mixed. Go ahead and turn up the heat a little bit. Now we have ourselves a witch's brew of sort for our doll clothes. So let's go ahead and add them in. First, I want to add this. Well, actually, first I'm going to add the doll clothes. Nothing special, just going to dunk her in. Now, I'll go ahead and throw this in too. Alright. Come on over and take a look. This is where we're at. That's dying relatively good. I haven't even been in there for a moment. Alright, everyone, so about 30 minutes I'm going to be doing this, and then I'll let you know how she turned out.
Going to put you in my pot then.
On an honest level though, this does look like some kill you level stuff.
Merlin's beard. It is perfect. So perfect, I dare say one drop would kill us all.
Alright, everyone, so it's been about 30 minutes since we started cooking on this doll dress and this fabric. So it should be pretty good to go now. As you can see, it turned out really black as it's in there now. I'm expecting it to lighten up a little bit, but hopefully not too much, because if I had it my way, it'd stay that dark right there. So alright, so we're going to go ahead and dump this off, and then we're going to start washing it some. Just washing cold water through it until it comes through clear, and then we'll let it dry and she'll be good to go. But alright, everyone, so I'll talk back to you here in just a moment. Alright, so just like I was hoping, it looks like the dress is going to remain pretty dark, which that is perfect. That is exactly what we needed. And here's the veil material, but it's kind of all twisted up at the moment. But you can see that it came out pretty good black too. Alright, everyone, so as you can see, our dress turned out good and beautiful black. Just could not have asked for a better job on that. And here is our new black veil. So this will work out really well as well. So let's go ahead and get this just sit out here and dry for a minute, or for a few hours probably. It's pretty wet and damp today. But alright, so I'm going to let this sit here for a minute, and then we'll get back to it here in just a moment. Alright, everyone. So now that we have our clothes dyed and all that's drying, and we're waiting to get all that on here, we're going to go ahead and dress the skin tones of the dolls. So basically, I don't want them to be looking like they do now. Right now they're creepy, but they're not scary doll level. What I'm going to do to fix that is I'm going to be using some acrylic paints. I got some green, red, white, black. That should be enough to cover my bases. I'm going to basically base it out in white. I'm going to use some black to give it some shading. And then we'll use some green for some splotches to help give it some depth. The hair and all that, I'm going to be addressing that later. I'm probably just going to make it look kind of grungy and nasty. It'll still have like what it looks like now, but it's going to definitely be a little bit different. But alright, so we're going to go ahead and get on to this step, and I'll be talking to you here in just a moment. Alright everyone, so the first step I'm going to be taking here is putting some masking tape over our doll's eyes. Now in your case, if you have a doll and you're not a big fan of the eyes, by all means just paint over it just like you would the skin tone or the porcelain in my case. Now for me though, I love how realistic these eyes were, so I wanted to make sure I kept them for the build itself. Now putting this on I found to be a little bit difficult. I just cut out small pieces of masking tape that were a little bit bigger than the eye, and I found that rolling it over using an X-Acto knife was the easiest way to do it. And luckily for me, no paint got inside, so we are good to go on that. So once you get your eyes covered up or anything else that you want to keep before you start your paint job, we're going to go ahead and start our base layer of paint, which is going to be white in my case. It might be different for you, but for me it will be white on both of them. So we're just going to go ahead and put a good layer of white acrylic all over anything that's porcelain or skin tone. We're going to go ahead and get that covered up. So once I get done with that, I'll talk back to you in just a moment. Alright everyone, so now that we have our base layer of white on, we're going to be going ahead through and doing some dry brushing of black on it. And basically what this is going to do is this is going to add some aging, it's going to add detail and shading to it. If you don't know how to do dry brushing, all you do is you just get you a little bit of paint on your brush and you just brush it out onto your paper until it's almost dry, and then going over the areas that you wanted it. In this case, it'll be all over it because I don't want any of the white to look new. And basically, when you do this, all the recessed areas are going to pick that color up, and it's going to really help with the shading and the lighting of the room. So what you'll see here is I'm going to be doing this on both dolls. Both of them are going to have a lot of synergy. They're going to be basically done exactly the same. And all the painting that I'm going to be doing from here, all the detail work with the green and the red here in just a moment, is all going to be just dry brushed. I don't want any of the colors too bright or too heavy because I want that white to kind of stand out. But so as you can see here, I'm going ahead and dry brushing on the lips and the cheeks, and here in just a moment I'm going to be putting on the green, and that will about round up our detail painting for the dry brushing. Other than that, I'll be talking back to you here in just a moment. Alright everyone, so now that we have our detail work done, I'm just going to be going through here with black, not dry brushing it, but just on a very small tipped brush, going over the lip lines and putting some cracking through the eyes. Now what I mean by this is I'm basically just going to
almost put like an eyeliner and eyeshadow around it, and a means of where I'm making it look like it's cracked. So if you take a look here, you can kind of see what I'm already going for. I just basically peeled off that masking tape. Anything that was left that was skin tone, I just went ahead with the black of this fine tip brush and just put a line through it. And basically put a black circle. It's very small, very thin, but a circle around their eyes. And then I added some veining with some cracking, and that's about it.
Alright everyone, so as you can see, our paint jobs are done, and I'm pretty happy with how they turned out and how they look. They're definitely got that creep factor. Of course they already had that, but it definitely helps to have them painted up like they are now. I plan to come through here in just a few to go ahead and add some like details to this, like some moss even, make some clothes and add some clothing details, stuff like that. But for now, I'm kind of stuck on this project because right now outside it's raining a good bit, and when it isn't raining it's very cold, and if it isn't very cold it's raining and cold. So there isn't really a lot I can do until I can get this acrylic sealed up. If I try to really do a lot with it right now, that acrylic will just peel or crack or scrape right off. So I don't really want to do anything too abrasive or crazy with them until I can get them spray finished. Now with that being said, they have these two little tiaras on their head, and they're like made of like a wire and some like old school fake flowers. So my plan is to go ahead and remove those and get them sprayed and changed for when they are ready to be done with the costumes. Now I can't just easily take them off because again, someone got happy with the hot glue gun and hot glued them to their head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, wherever it's ran off to. Here we go. I'm going to take the X-Acto knife and I'm going to try to gently cut it off without damaging the doll's hair too much. Now I am going to be going through and messing with the hair a little bit and frizzing it out and making it look dirty and grungy. But I'm not interested in like taking the entire scalp of this doll off. So I'm going to try my best to do this as gently without damaging as much as I can, and then we'll get right back to you guys. So hang tight and I'll be right back. Ooh.